Tanya. When we first spoke, Tanya Castroverde Moskalenko was the executive director of the Miami City Ballet. Her story starts in August of 2018, which was the month she took over the helm. The ballet was beloved in their community, at the top of their game artistically, and facing some financial and administrative challenges. And from her first week, she was in listening mode. She met with her leadership team and the artistic team and board members, and she heard about the need for building improvements and requests for technology projects and aspirations for more community education initiatives and dreams to mount bold new productions like Balanchine's Firebird and a brand new Swan Lake. And as Tanya was listening to all those dreams, she was joined by the ballet's CFO, John Shoemaker. And he kept a running tally of all the potential costs. And by the end of weeks of meetings, that number at the bottom of John's spreadsheet was, by all accounts, ludicrous. The cost of all those dreams, massive and a little depressing. And this would have been the eminently logical moment for them to scale back their ambitions, to silence the swans, to douse the Firebird. But that team did no such thing. They chose to run forward. They would invest in the Firebird and Swan Lake. They would invest in more community education initiatives. They would invest in that unsexy work of building maintenance and 401ks, and they would raise, somehow, that ludicrous number at the bottom of John's spreadsheet, because they believed, just like Brett Egan did, that people would follow an increased and not business as usual vision for the future. And a few weeks later, just 2 months into her tenure, Tanya stood before her board and proposed the single biggest campaign in their history, $55 million over 4 years to transform the Miami City Ballet. And the board went for it. And just like the poet and the professor suggested, the way began to spring open. By the end of 2018, they had raised $16 million and they kept running. And by the end of 2019, they had raised $28 million and they kept running. And in February of 2020, they debuted their gorgeous new Firebird. And in March of 2020, Tanya said to me, we thought about just ending the campaign right there. But the team discussed this at length, and they banked on the generosity of Americans to dig deep in times of crisis, and they kept running forward. And by the end of that year, they presented an outdoor nutcracker for the people of Miami. And when they could get back into the theater, they did debut that new Swan Lake to international acclaim. And just a few months ago, they brought their campaign to a close. So did they raise the ludicrous $55 million? No. No, they raised $65 million, and the Miami City Ballet is transformed. You know, I called Tanya not long ago because I had one more question. I said, how did you know? How did you know you were going to succeed? And she said, we didn't know. We didn't know we were going to succeed, but we knew we had to succeed. And I think to me, that's the lesson. When the odds are against you, but you believe so deeply in what you're doing, dare to have an extraordinary vision, to run forward and have faith that the way will spring open to you.